Democratic Representative Delia Ramirez at a summit in Mexico City this weekend appeared to tell the audience in Spanish, quote, "I'm a proud Guatemalan before I'm an American."
Ramirez's comments sparked backlash on social media. Some on the left are attributing it to a mistranslation, but it appears that Ramirez has not denied that she did say she was a proud Guatemalan before an American. The official X account for DHS shared a quote from Theodore Roosevelt that reads, "There is no room in this country for hyphenated Americanism. Americanism is a matter of the spirit and of the soul. Our allegiance must be purely to the United States. We must unsparingly condemn any man who holds any other allegiance."
Now, Ramirez, who represents Illinois' 3rd Congressional District, pushed back, writing in part, quote, "Let's call it what it is. Today's attacks are a weak attempt to silence my dissent and invalidate my patriotic criticism of the nativist, white supremacist authoritarians in the government." She added, quote, "No one questions when my white colleagues identify as Irish American, Italian American, or Ukrainian American to honor their ancestry. I've consistently expressed pride in my heritage and history. Only those who believe America should not include the children of immigrants or be diverse would attack me, and Americans like me for honoring my roots." Look, American officials have to remember that what they say is on record, right? And, their public comments are going to be scrutinized. That's part of holding public office. But I also think that there's nothing wrong with being completely proud in your heritage, especially understanding that a lot of people who come from different countries, their parents, having several friends that are first generation Americans, their parents migrated here, are still very proud of, let's say, being Ethiopian or Irish. Like, they talk about it all the time, and they have an opportunity to go places like go home when they say that and go visit people because there's a deep lineage there. And I think we should hold that up to a high standard. I think that this is a direct attack because how strong she is in her tone on immigration. And so obviously she's an easy target. If anyone else said this, maybe it would be less of an issue. But I don't think that she's un-American because she's proud of where her parents are from.
Yeah, to me, the issue was not with being proud of where her parents are from, but the idea of the supremacy of the Guatemalan part over the American part. When you are a congresswoman who is representing the United States of America, and these congresspeople take an oath, right, to have allegiance only to the United States first and foremost. And so that's why that comment, I think, rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. And to be honest, I didn't know who she was before I heard this comment. I did also, just getting back to the last segment, look up her district because she is in Illinois, and it is a little funky, that district that she's representing in terms of where the lines are drawn, but obviously a separate issue. But look, I think if there's anything that the Trump election told us, it's that people are really tired of this sentiment that people are not wholly American because their parents came from somewhere else. They want to bring back national pride, something that feels like it's been lost. I mean, Gen Z, for example, is the least patriotic generation that we have had in this country. And I think that's why her comment really sparked a lot of backlash.
And I think for the same group of people, which are Republicans that believe wholly in free speech, right? This should not be a conversation where she says something you don't like and now there are calls to denaturalize and deport her. That's not the country that we live in either, I think. And people have to be aware of the conversations that they're having because a lot of the immigration rules that want to be implemented at the highest degree, if we followed everything that the Trump administration would want to do, is take those people who parents may be migrated here and say that they are maybe not American because they were born here. That's one of the things on the table, right? You're born here, but your parents are not from here, so you need to go back. So at the same time, having that conversation, but then asking somebody whose parents were not born here, who then was the first generation American, to do something different. It's like, which one do you want? They're playing both sides of the aisle. And she still is a congresswoman who is very, active and, engaged in her district. But I think that also there needs to be room for her to be feeling a way about where she's from based on the current dialogue and the attempt to dismiss migrants in the way that they've been dismissed.
Now, unfortunately for her, I think she actually gave a lot of ammunition to the Trump administration trying to end birthright citizenship. Based on what I read about her, her parents were illegal immigrants and she was born in the United States, which is why she's a citizen. And when people are naturalized through birthright citizenship and then start talking about how they're more proud of their Guatemalan heritage than their American heritage, that's precisely why people have an issue with birthright citizenship.
Right. So it's like the cart before the horse. Like, who to blame, right? Is it one side or the other? Next up, town hall attendees relentlessly booed a Republican lawmaker, and he isn't the only one who's had to deal with this. I'll discuss much more about this in my lens. Stick around.